So it's been a while since we made a video. In that time we've gotten a decent amount of work done, right? So you want to run us through what you got accomplished in the time since we recorded last?
So I ran all the airlines from the airbags, front and the rear, to the trunk.
So that's the bags right there. Okay, I see.
I think I notched the other side a little bit more. I think we went over that.
Okay.
What else? I did the brake lines. Brake lines are all good, simple. And then what else? I did all the wiring for the
airbags.
For the airbags, the switches, and the gauges, and then what else?
So what route did you?
Put the master cylinder and brake booster on.
Can you show us what route you took for the lines?
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
So for the bags, they come up through here.
Okay.
Where the spring used to go through. And then they run on top of the frame.
Okay.
And then they come down here. This on both sides is pretty much identical.
Okay, I see. All right. And then you ran the power to the starter.
Right. Yep. Yeah, this is 8 gauge.
Okay.
From the starter, that power, it's the main power source.
Then you put some heat shielding on there. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
so you ran it back. This airline here.
Yeah,
and that's
put some vacuum line
for the
just so it doesn't
protect it.
Yeah, so it lasts long. Put some cushion clamps on the wires and hoses and all that. Ran it behind this fuel filter. Ran it all the way back. This part's tricky because you have this piece right here.
Oh, okay.
On the frame. So I had to run it like outside the frame and bring it back in.
Oh, okay.
I guess you could kind of see it over here. It's the only way to get it through. So I just put some vacuum line on this because it's a little tight in here. So.
Well, at least it's protected.
Yeah, it's protected.
It's one thing you don't want to happen on the freeway.
Yeah, it's that to go up. Let's see, up here.
We're missing a lug nut?
Well, this thread got stripped.
Oh yeah, the thing's pretty
jacked up.
That's
the only one that doesn't have a lug.
Okay.
No, so.
Well, you got 4 more, so.
Yeah.
All right.
What else?
So you talked about everything up to this point, basically.
Yeah. So if we come up here. So the bags, it was nice in the back because they didn't. You
didn't have to trim it.
Yeah, they didn't need any trimming. Running the hoses back here was a little tricky.
So you ran it. Oh, okay. Let me see. Okay. So you ran it above the. I don't know
so
what that
this
thing's
is
called, but the
like
frame.
a little brace
here
for the floorboard, I guess. Yeah, just tucking it away from the headers. Put some heat shield on that, or not header, sorry, exhaust. Just running it so like nothing will like hit it.
Right.
Get it tucked and.
So that's the 8 gauge wire that you fed. That's feeding the pumps.
Yeah, I had to use a grommet to get through this plate.
Oh, that must be fun. Okay, I see. Nice.
Yeah, drilling in these little spaces suck, but whatever, it works.
Then I see the bolts for the tank.
Yep, and then got all these hoses.
Oh, I like how you put it on the floor. That's kind of cool. All the grommets.
Yeah, all in line, spaced out evenly, so it looks neat.
Okay. And right now the car is pretty much aired up, right? Or is it most of the way up?
It's pretty high right now. Yeah.
Okay, and this is the fuel. So this is that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. The shocks. It has pretty nice shocks too.
Yeah, Fox shocks.
These Fox shocks. It's pretty cool. Okay. Wanna lower it so we can look at the trunk?
Yeah.
This car's so big, it's crazy.
Yeah. The recording?
Yeah. Okay. So this is. I know we already talked about it before, but you did a good job setting this up. This is cool.
Yeah, it's the best I could without with the space that I had, which is pretty good.
I mean, it's nice that you found that location to actually put everything together, because it kind of just fits.
Yeah.
It's like a little shelf.
Yeah, it's like it belongs there. So.
And there's still room for a spare and other things. This trunk is so big, you could fit freaking a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, everything's centered and identical to each side.
So it's all symmetrical.
Yeah, symmetrical.
So you used a isolator block for the power. You ran 8 gauge to that, and then you ran everything off from there.
Yeah, well, so the 8 gauge goes to the center lug, and then the 2 wires are the ones that power the pumps.
Okay.
The 2 pumps. So we got 20 amp fuses running off those, and then
you got your
and then
relays.
we have an ignition wire that goes from each relay, which that splice together, and then 1 wire goes up to the ignition, the switched ignition, so everything turns on.
So your manifold is there, and I don't think we saw. I don't know if we showed anybody, but the that block that you machined for the mount for the solenoids.
Yeah.
The manifold block.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I made the block so that it can lift the solenoid block up because of the fittings. There's like a little hump there,
right?
And I didn't want it to hit, like, you know, be in the way of trying to get it in. So I just made that block.
So everything's really neat.
Pretty easy.
I'll do a close up real quick. You can see. That's pretty cool. Everything's neat and thoughtful
and simple.
Simple. So you shouldn't have any problems. We'll
And
show us the
if
inside.
if you need to get to anything, it's right there. So
Yeah. We'll show us the
you have to
inside.
climb in the trunk because it's so big.
Yeah. All right, we got going on here. Okay, so
back there, I guess you could see the.
That's the
You can
block.
see the block better.
and then all of the
You got
The
the
hoses.
two. You got the hoses for the gauges, and then the 2 lines for the 2 harnesses for the switches and the gauges.
okay.
And then I made a bracket for the gauges to for that cluster to mount.
The upper bracket.
Yeah, the upper bracket. That oil pressure gauge is just there to.
Okay.
For,
You want to demonstrate for us the bags?
let's see. Lower down.
That's pretty cool. Look at that. Go ahead and raise it up. You gonna put the back charger on it?
No, it's been turning for a while.
Oh, okay.
But the pumps will turn off once it gets to a certain pressure in the
I think
tank.
it's like 95 psi or something like that.
I think it's adjustable too.
Is it really?
There's a on the switch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's
I
like a
didn't see
little
that.
Allen.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know
that's
what
a
it's
pressure,
set at though, but
little pressure transducer. And then you just, well, you ran out the starter, so there's no additional wires here.
yeah, no, you
Basically.
can. Except for the brakes.
Oh yeah, we didn't show that. Did we show that? I'm not sure. I think we may have. It's clean though. Oh, you know what? It's one thing that's
Vacuum.
Run a vacuum line to the booster.
Yeah. Yeah, so the lines are clean. You don't
Yeah.
see those loops that you. Oh, there you
Okay.
go. Turned off.
So let's raise it up and see. Check it out. It's funny how the back is super low.
Yeah, is it low?
Yeah.
Really tough from here.
The front is low too,
The
but
back is low.
it's already hitting the bump stop. So
Oh yeah.
is that all the way up? Keep going. Higher? Or is that it? What pressure is that on the gauge? What pressure is that on the gauge?
Barely slightly above 100.
Okay.
On both of them, so I think the front's naturally higher than the rear.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because the car sits naturally rigged anywhere, or front rigged anywhere. So when it stops, hit it again and see the absolute highest will go. The rear and the front further. So that is the absolute highest. What pressure is that?
So the back is about 140.
Oh damn, that's pretty high.
45.
145.
In between there, so like probably.
So that's max for there.
Yeah. It was a little bit higher, and then I pressed the rear.
And
it kind of lowered.
Lowered a little bit.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
The front's at 140. Pretty good.
Go ahead and drop it. That's pretty cool. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, I'm happy. I like the routing and everything. It's all simple and clean. And
Yeah, you did an excellent job. I like the way you utilized the cushion clamps to mount the connectors.
Yeah,
that's a good improvisation. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, everything goes kind of like it was supposed to be.
And even the wires. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, up there. Once the carpet's up, you won't be able to see it. It'll be tucked like that, so it's all neat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty damn good, dude.
Thank you.
You know what's crazy? Is I don't think I helped you at all.
You didn't. Not really. Maybe if I had a question. But other than that, not really.
Pretty cool.
If I were to do this again, I'd probably put a gauge, a pressure gauge on the pump, or sorry, on the tank, just to see like when it shuts off and when it turns on.
Right.
So you can tell.
You can monitor it.
Yeah. Or you know like how much more longer it needs to be on in order to get to the right pressure. But it's pretty low.
It is pretty low.
I like how it can drop the rear first and then like drop the front.
Yeah, and like you can lower and raise every bag individually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could just do the front right if you wanted to.
Cool. Pretty cool. All right, I think this concludes this video. Mm-hmm. We're pretty much done, right?
Just put the seats back in.
Seats in, and then
and the vacuum line.
Seats are there. Vacuum line on the brakes. We fixed the tranny leak.
Yeah.
So it's done. So yeah, it's
went over everything, every bolt, just
2012. It was when it was registered last.
Dang.
Last minute.
Man, how you doing?
What's
how you doing?
How's it going, man?
You too.
How you doing, bro? You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Good.
Doing all right.
Yeah.
How you doing?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Good. How are you?
All right.
All right, man. Let's do this, bro. I'm excited now.
You guys don't mind being on YouTube, right?
Ah,
So we just need a 5% cut, whatever you make.
Yeah, 5% zero.
You know what? We'll actually just take a test drive in this so that I don't
So, it's funny, it's always stuff that happens
When you pull it out?
right when you're supposed to deliver it, right?
Yeah.
So, we get it last night, fired up, we cleaned it, put the seats in it, and then the fuel injection was doing some weird shit. So, I had to erase the computer, basically take all the files out, download a new firmware, update the software, and then I took the tune out of the Suburban and I put it in this car because it's the same style, and it runs perfect.
This is the one last thing, right?
Yeah,
before
it's like, what the hell?
no,
It
just
was like
get
it
out
was
of the
running
shop.
like
Yeah.
it would just do like it was doing weird stuff.
Yeah.
So Andrew went through yesterday and just every nut and bolt, double checked everything. Things haven't been running like forever. So,
Man.
Just all like check the water, check the hose clamps, and just all the different stuff. Back to modulator. Yeah, I'm trying to see. I'm gonna adjust the modulator. I want to see the whole vacuum. That's the last thing I was actually doing.
I'm ready, too.
Ready?
Yeah.
How's it looking?
It looks good, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it looks so nice.
That's good.
And that's the bracket you made right there? For this front?
Yeah, that's what Andrew made. Andrew did everything.
No, have you seen it? That's where you cut it out right there? I see it.
So Andrew, you can speak to what you did.
Yeah, let me see. Which one?
This one right here, the bracket, you had to put that other bracket in there?
Oh, I did it on the other side.
On the other side? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the regular one then. So show me the one that you had to do that,
It's up here.
where you had to make it.
It's hard to see. I don't have
Oh,
light.
is it?
It's this bracket right here that I'm touching.
And that's what you're gonna reinforce that.
It
Yeah,
basically
got
it's a
you.
2-in-1
Got you.
bracket.
Oh, yeah.
Hell, man, it looks good, bro.
Thank you.
It looks good, dude. When you guys were sending me those pictures and those videos, I couldn't believe it, dude.
Yeah.
I honestly couldn't believe it. Well, you've seen it before, so you know what this.
Yeah.
Wow. I just can't get over it. Wow. I'll be able to stop good now, boy.
Yeah, you got brakes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What you guys do on the back drums? You just clean them up?
Yeah. Nothing too special, but
Oh, that's good.
the back brakes we checked them, they're good. So. And then we also got the brake bias on there. So.
How did it slam down?
Oh. It'll go lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll
How
go a
many
lot
settings
lower.
did it end up having on it? How many?
Well, you can just raise it up.
And just keep going. And
Yeah.
It'll stop. So it's not one set.
No,
adjustment.
no, you can go up, yeah.
Go. Oh yeah.
It's basically you can stop at 150, you can stop at 100. You can
Really,
stop, yeah,
really,
whatever.
really.
Just air it up. You can air up each individual bag.
Yeah, so if you
and
want to
lower 'em
put
down.
this, do 3-wheel, kind of, you can take the air out of this bag in the corner and fill that bag up.
And
Right,
it'll pop
and
up.
it won't do it. Actually, we won't
But
come off
it-
the ground,
yeah,
obviously, but it'll mimic that motion.
Yeah.
Or you can slam it all the way down. I will say that you don't want to. So the drive line basically barely touches the tunnel when it's fully slammed. So you don't want to drive it like that.
Oh no, I'll never drive it like this.
And
It's
then-
never gonna reach drove and slam down.
And then the front, same thing. It rides the shock. So we get it. We try to get it as low as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's basically it basically bumps against the shock bodies, and everything is pretty much tucked as much as it possibly can. We drove it last night, and we were like, what's that noise? It was like, I was like, the alignment was like this. So I was like, shit, we gotta take it back. So took it back, put it back on the lift, and we took tape measures and got it basically within an 1/8 inch,
Yeah.
or is it right on?
It was pretty much right on.
Right the toe, so it's good. But yeah, so because we took all the suspension apart, you know.
Yeah.
And so we got a line again, so it wasn't kind of going like this,
Alright.
you know, whatever. So, so yeah, we did that. This lug nut or this stud back here, we didn't notice it, but it was actually damaged. So you have 4 lug nuts on this wheel.
Okay.
So these are tight and torqued, but yeah, the rest are messed up.
Alright.
Yeah, but that's that. So, yeah. You see the
See.
wiring on the
Yeah.
everything. So if you look under here, you can see everything's routed nice. Starter wires, battery cables, everything's power braid. There's some ceramic heat shield on this battery cable here. And then, oh, actually that's your fuel line there to protect from the headers. And then everything kind of just follows the frame and zip tied and just goes along.
Wow.
Your airbag lines are here, and everything that comes in contact with metal, it has a vacuum tube.
Super
Over
clean,
it.
Chew.
Yeah.
So it can,
Everything's tucked
so it
in.
can be protected. And then your fuel pump's back there, and then fuel filter is on the tunnel. And then, yeah, so. And then we reinforce everything. So normally these bags, these kits are meant to bolt together, but it looks kind of cheesy.
Did
So
all
we
this
actually
have this gas
modified
tank
it
in it,
and
or did you
focused.
guys
No,
put
the
the-
other one was like shot.
Rod
So,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chrome gas tank.
Yeah.
So then
It's stainless, so
Place the pan gasket. Place the
so I
filter.
mean that's cool. It won't rust.
Remember I showed you the cocaine stuff?
Yeah, that's where it was, yeah.
So I put a cotter pin and spring in there like it's supposed to have. And then we put some RFI shield on the O2 sensor so you won't have any problems on the road for like interference and fuel injection issues. Limits that type of stuff. Yeah, so yeah, you know, stuff like that.
Cannot believe it.
Like night and day.
9 day, bro.
Compared to when we came.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw it
I was like, ooh,
on
huh.
the tow truck, I was like, man, that's rough. There's only 2 times I've been surprised after doing this for forever. One was a Mustang, that red one,
Yeah.
and Roger's Mustang, and then this one. It was destroyed.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude.
We got a project ahead of us.
That's a project.
Yeah.
And so then we replaced obviously all the wiring, the tank. And the only thing we didn't replace is the touches the rear diff and exhaust and transmission. Everything else is basically brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you rewired everything and then you sent me that video of you driving it, and I was like, I've never seen the lights that bright in that car, and for sure wasn't getting all the voltage to this wireless.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wiring is very important, and everything that all the wiring jobs that we do, everything is soldered. We don't do any like we crimp it and solder it.
Yeah.
We don't just crimp it. So there's no moisture in like 20 or 30 years. You don't have to worry about corrosion or it's sealed. And we use the heat shrink tubing that has the sealant inside of it. So when you heat shrink it, actually it glues it and seals it. So you don't have to worry about moisture getting in there and causing issues. Or the funny thing is, the car is like brand new. It just doesn't look like it right now.
No, yeah, I'm not worried
But
about
as soon as the paint and like all the structural stuff is done.
Yeah.
We had to take a big ass patch out of the trunk because it was rusty, and holes through it. So we bought that trunk pan.
Yeah.
And I cut it up and spliced it in. So now your trunk is good. But yeah, it had a big, like a 1 foot, maybe 8 inch by like 2 foot section that we had to.
That's like the only like rusted spot that you see.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. There's a couple little like micro pinholes here and there,
Pinholes, yeah.
but we filled it with lizard skin.
Yeah.
So filled it in, so
Yeah.
that way it covers everything up. And that stuff is water impervious to water, so it's pretty good.
And with the lizard skin, it won't let it keep growing any bigger.
Yeah, we'll let it keep going. So it's, and plus once you do the interior and they put glue on it and the carpet and stuff, it'll seal it and you can actually paint it too. Let's see, what else did we do? I think that's it. So I'll lower it down so you can see. Andrew had to shorten the sway bar end links. They're kind of close to the bags, but I think in the future what we want to do is actually get an aftermarket sway bar and move it out a little bit.
Okay.
Because everything's just really tight in there, so. And then we gave you a new master. Now
And
it's all
booster.
power.
And booster.
And the booster.
Oh yeah.
Because we already had the manual.
Yeah,
one.
that's right.
So
I
yeah,
didn't even remember
the
that.
other one's right
You're
there.
right.
That one.
Oh, that's way nicer. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that makes it look way cleaner.
Way cleaner.
Yeah. So the brake bias is adjustable. So basically, if you push it, if you turn it in, it'll actually increase the pressure to the back brakes.
Okay.
So if you ever in a situation where you push on really hard and it back skids, you just back it out a little bit.
Got you.
Yeah. Other than that,
How did the fan work? I know you had to do that.
the fan works great. So last night we had it. It was 167.
No problem.
No problem. It was like 95 degrees
Yeah.
outside.
Wow.
So
Dude, I'm so happy, bro. I am extremely happy. Like, you have no idea.
I think that's so much.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Honestly. And your wife, tell her thank you for cleaning her up.
Yeah.
I know she was dirty.
Yeah, she was.
She's
dirty.
a dirty-
Even just sitting for I think it's been over a year.
Oh yeah, it's been almost 2 years.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, the video that
October
we
would have been
did-
2 years.
The
2
video
years?
that we did was already a year ago.
Dang. That's crazy.
This October would be 2 years.
I charge you some rent.
Yeah. Yeah. For reals. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm a happy guy.
That's
happy,
cool.
happy man. I just can't believe this is my car because I seen this engine.
Remember, it was all just
It was just
rat
a
turds
rat.
everywhere.
Yeah, it was just a rat
Wire was
infested.
destroyed. Yeah, it's night and day. Come a long way.
Yeah.
Alright, so close this down.
You want to pop the trunk?
Oh yeah. Some speed, then you'll.
Yeah. But you know, also I was telling these guys, man, I've been always, you know, I want a rider, you feel me? And,
Both of us.
yeah, you know what I mean? So now that I got that, and now I threw 13 inches, 13.7s on it, man, I'm telling you, bro. It's just
Man.
night and day.
So you got the air tank, the 2 air pumps, and then you got the solenoid block right there.
Yeah.
So that opens.
Man, bro,
How was
lets
that? How
air
was that
to
going in?
each
Not too
bag.
bad?
be on payments.
That going in?
Yeah.
Oh, that took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took a while.
Did you get it on video?
Yeah. No.
Not all of it. Oh, okay.
What's that?
To see, I just wanted to see it going in. I was like, oh, I hope you got on video, because I know that was a lot.
You know what? It's a struggle sometimes, because without me here or someone to film, you can set the camera up, but
It's not this. Yeah.
it's really hard to edit to when you go through like 10 hours of video, and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So it's a struggle between the editing and actually videotaping, recording. Sometimes you just want to get the work done, right? And then worry about that later.
Yeah.
But then when you're done, you're like, man, I should have recorded it. So Andrew, basically what he did is, again, he did everything. So if you have a problem, call him. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, so mounted the tanks, and he did a badass job of actually raising the solenoid block.
Mhm.
He took a piece of billet aluminum,
I see
and
it.
he actually drilled holes through it, and then he tapped the front of it with 1020 or 1032 screws. So the red block actually mounts to that block, and the other block has countersink screws that go through the floor. And that was an effort to get it off the floor so that you could actually, the lines would be cleaner.
Yeah.
So all the lines have grommets that go through the floor, and they're in alignment with all the cylinders. So everything's super clean. So if there's ever any issues down the road, everything is fused. So there's 20 amp fuse on this side, 20 amp on that side. There's a pressure transducer in the tank that will shut the pump off once it reaches a certain pressure. I think it's like what, 150 or 140.
I don't know. We don't have a pressure gauge on the tank.
But the bags are about 150 when they're fully aired out, right?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Roughly.
So the tank has to be at least 150. So the lines he changed some of the lines that came with it so that he could make a cleaner installation. So he put a T on that, and then he ran which ones did you change? That one right there, right?
Which one?
The one at the end. That's one of the ones that you bought,
Oh yeah.
because they came out straight. So then
Okay.
the wire would come out like this, kind of out of the way.
you had to
So
redirect
he
it?
put a 90 on it,
Gotcha.
and then he positioned it in the trunk so the drain cock is right under one of the reliefs in the trunk, the natural reliefs. So that way we wouldn't have to raise the tank up.
Okay.
So
And the tank's perfectly centered with the trunk too, and then both pumps are exactly mirrored. So
it's symmetrical. So
yeah, symmetrical.
both relays, you got a relay here, this, and you got a relay. So everything's symmetrical. So everything is aesthetically appealing. And then he has a junction block that he put in. So you got, is it 8 gauge?
Yeah, it's 8 gauge.
8 gauge coming from the battery straight to that, so that you have no power loss, no voltage
yeah.
drop. And then there's a couple lugs that power both of the pumps. Stuff like that.
Do you have to get a bigger battery or
No.
No. Just simple.
Yeah, and I mean, you'd lose some air overnight, but there's 2 ways we could have hooked it up. We could have run it directly to the battery, and the pump would turn on no matter what when the bags were when the tank reduced to or dropped to a certain pressure. But then let's say if you set the car for like a month or 2, then your battery would be dead. So when you fire it up in the morning, the pump will probably turn on, and then refill it, because it might be at like 130, and then once it reaches 150, it'll top off and stop. It does leak a little bit, but most systems do, and I think a lot of that is due to some of the air kind of bleeds back to the pumps.
Okay.
But like I said, it's not really a big deal. You fire it up, and it fills up, and
You're good after that. Let it feel for a
Yep.
second.
so then this is all your wiring for your back lights and all the stuff that we redid.
I was telling somebody, I was like, man, I'm so excited that just the wirings done right
Yeah.
because I had issues with this thing and the wires was just
Tore up.
I don't know. You know the guy who did the wiring or no?
Who?
Rich?
On this one?
Yeah.
Oh, Richard?
Was it Richard or you don't know?
No.
It was somebody else.
Yeah,
huh?
he bought the car.
Yeah, he bought it like that.
Yeah, and then he just redid the motor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of the motor that was in there must have been super tired.
Yeah.
There's a lot of burnt oil in the exhaust
That's
system.
cool. He burned it up.
Oh, yeah.
That motor, Rich rebuilt it. Well, he bought the block and then he just put it all together, sprayed it, and then Danny got it and then
I didn't care about
drove it
nobody,
to the
yeah.
ground.
I sure did.
It was when we first fired it up. It started up fine, and then all of a sudden started smoking, and then it was burning off all the oil. And then the longer you burn it, the longer you have it on, the more the oil would burn out to the back, to where it was like
Like a train, huh?
Yeah, it was like a train. And then the back of my the white thing was like black.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I fired up and then.
Yeah. Oh, there you go,
There
dude.
it is, baby.
About to fire up, boy. Put that videotape on.
Yeah.
So,
You see?
Danny, how clean the oil is.
Freddie, what do you bring?
Well, now we all want to see.
You know what it looked like before, too. Black. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good right there.
That's negative color. You got a custom car seat cover.
Oh, I know.
That's straight from Harbor Freight right there.
Heck yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
So I was telling Gerardo, I was telling Danny that this system, for whatever reason, this sniper system is more sensitive to RFI, and it's different from car. Yeah, well, not just this style because it has the computer in the actual body. So we took the O2 sensor and we wrapped it with RFI tape, right, just to combat any issues that we may have in the future or anything that crops up. They're a little bit, they could be a little bit thicker.
Yeah.
If you notice, yeah, they'll do like little things.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we discovered. But other than that, I had to line the foil inside the cap with silver tape.
Yeah.
It would not run. It would run and then it would cut off.
Cut off.
It
Yeah.
would freaking drive me crazy. So when I made a policy is I'm not putting any more of these systems in the cars. I'm only gonna do the Terminator X.
But at least it's not
Yeah,
on
the stealth.
Yeah.
Because the computer's in the cab.
Yeah.
It's not in there.
I want that on tape so you can remember next time because you had nothing but problems with it.
Yeah, I know.
This is really the only one that gave you a hard time, right?
Yeah, but you know what? It's random. It's
Yeah.
And this is the difference.
I don't know, but like usually they say the Fords are worse because the distributor cap is in the
Sits in the
front,
front.
and the computer's in the front.
Yeah.
Right, but the 65 that we did, it seems to be okay.
Yeah.
But for one thing certain is that to have the computer in the engine bay is probably not the best. It's always better
On
to have
our
it in the
kids, like
cab.
the one you have on the Chevelle on the truck, it's in the throttle
It's
body
in the throttle
too?
body, yeah.
Oh.
Even for me, so if I was gonna do it again, I would do a stealth Terminator X
Yeah.
and have
You
the
know what?
computer in the cab like the LS's. Because
Uh,
the LS's have the computer in the cab, like
Yeah.
Andrew's truck is in the
yeah.
cab.
Yeah.
So what are these?
So yeah,
babies,
those
right?
are just something that we've learned.
They're
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
They're little tiny ones. I said,
And,
because we
things that we
had
change
the
over time.
22s in
Yeah.
the back, right?
No, it actually shifts down. And it works.
Oh, that's
Yeah. So I had to adjust the modulator. There's a screw in there to adjust the shift points, and it was all the way in. So what I did was I just backed it all the way out. So
What does that do? Just give more vacuum?
yeah. Well, no, there's a diaphragm in there, and there's a valve that's attached to it, and the valve actually controls the shift point, the firmness and the length. So I just back it, and sometimes see this motor has a decent okay sized cam in it, so the vacuum is less than it was before. So because there's less vacuum, it pulls on the diaphragm further, so it makes the shift points further out. So I just adjusted it.
Oh, so it probably would have shifted on its own. It just takes
It had a
longer.
weaker motor in it.
Yeah.
It just takes longer.
Wait, we got some paperwork?
Yeah,
or-
yeah.
Let's do it. I'm excited. I'm ready now.
Oh, you know.
I'm kind of scared being right here. It's gonna be loud.
Is it loud?
Yeah, the doors.
Blowing out. Well, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's like, hey, with a bunch of water.
Oh, yeah. I said, boy, good thing I had the glasses on. Yeah, no, it was nice.
Yeah,
that thing.
to drive it is ridiculous.
I imagine, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
bet.
like Disneyland, friggin' Knott's Berry Farm, all the different roller coasters all put together.
Yeah.
Magic Mountain years.
Magic Mountain, yeah.
I bet you it's probably scary because I know we get up in speed and I'm like, ooh, slow down.
Yeah, we took it.
This one's crazy.
When you're at 100 miles an hour, that's with like damn near drag slicks.
Yeah.
Hey, what'd I say about rubbing her?
Yeah, it spins.
Just kidding.
It's spinning. I mean, it's hooking, but it's spinning.
Truck.
It's got a transmission problem, but other than that, it
The
runs.
tire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the show in Woodland.
Oh, you want to
Or
show the
it's
tires?
been like maybe like 2 months.
Then that's it, Jesse.
Okay.
After that, you got paid.
I said clutches are slipping. So I gotta drop the transmission, figure it out.
Dang.